Hello everyone, Peter Smith here. I'm just got back from church down the East Village in bottom sort of part of New York, East 7th Street Baptist Church. Been looking through a bit of stuff, and a few days ago I got an email from a friend of mine in Ayr in Scotland that was reporting on two street preachers, Adam Campbell and William Lee, or Billie Lee he's called. This is the 9th time they've been arrested by the police, and they've been acquitted 8 times. I'm not sure of the 9th, but probably be acquitted the 9th time. And they were done for a breach of the peace, Section 38. This breach of the peace, that's the old catch-all. My mate Reggie Gibson used to be done for a breach of the peace fairly regularly, because he'd be out drinking, and whether he was breaching the peace I'm not sure, but sometimes you say good morning constable and that was a breach of the peace. But anyway, that was Reggie. He's away now. Now, you know, it's this breach of the peace, Section 38's meant to cause alarm to ordinary people or threaten serious disturbance to the community, and they were charged with an aggravated by sexual orientation and aggravated by religious prejudice. Those are the charges. So they were tried at Ayr Sheriff Court. Now I live in Prestwick, just next to Ayr, so and I'm in Ayr a fair bit, so I'm fairly familiar with Ayr. And they're just preaching the gospel in the high street. There's a video online showing them preaching just near the Wallace Monument there in the middle of the high street. And they were found not guilty. So there still is some religious liberty in Scotland, but only just. We're just hanging on by our fingernails. And if anyone complains, along come the police and you get carted away. I think you get the night in jail too, but I'm not sure on that one. These are the sort of things that happen. And for most Christians who do a bit of street preaching could be put off by that. But these two chaps, I'd love to meet them. I couldn't get a chance to go to the hearing because I was over here in New York. I'm sure I'll get to meet them sometime. I like brave people who are willing to do a bit of street preaching and that kind of stuff. I'm not afraid to share the gospel. I've done a little bit of street preaching myself in the past. I'm not that good at it, but I mean, I had a bit of a go occasionally. Used to do it with open air campaigners and used to do a bit in Australia. Yeah, I haven't done much lately, but you never know, I might take it back up again. And I just got another bit of information off the Wee Flea. That's think of the chap's name over there in Dundee who runs that, the Wee Flea. David Robinson, yeah, that's him. Mentioning Jordan Peterson, the great Canadian psychology professor who's been causing a bit of sensation on YouTube, especially with his interview with Cathy Newman of Channel 4 News. It was a beautiful interview. Cathy Newman's one of those bully girls, you know, and she normally gets away on most interviews. But this one, she met a match, I'll tell you. So if you want to have a look at it, Jordan Peterson, Cathy Newman, it was up to 14 million views last time I saw it. It was very, very popular. He wiped the floor with it. It's incredible. It's incredible. So he's a funny fish, Dr. Peterson. He's not a professed believer, but he's done this incredible speaking series on Genesis, and he's wanting to do a series on Exodus. And it's amazing to see someone like that who's not a professed believer, but has some amazing insights into the scripture. Amazing, just amazing when you listen to it. Different way of looking at different things. It's very, very interesting. So he was apparently he got something organised with Cambridge University. That's one of those little universities down in England. Cambridge University, Divinity Faculty. And he's just got his fellowship rescinded. Now, if we look at this on several levels. Firstly, all good liberal theologians, good liberal theologians, they're all into an inclusive environment, but they've decided not to include Jordan Peterson now. So you're only inclusive if you agree with them. If you disagree with them, sorry, we don't want you. Away you go. So that's one thing. And the other thing, I think the British people have got short memories. Canada is a part of the British Commonwealth. And when the Allies landed on the beaches of Normandy, the Canadians took the middle beach. The British the two up from that, and the Americans the two down from it. And I'm sure those good divines at the Cambridge University have completely forgotten the blood and treasure that the Canadians spilt to keep us safe. But there you go. That was just a little thought. And there's another thing I've been thinking about doing. But I just thought I'd have a little bit of a chip at the authorities for coming arresting people just because someone says, I'm upset. Well, people get upset about all sorts of stuff. But is making someone upset a crime? Well, it gets you in a lot of trouble, and you got to, if you want to be properly represented, you got to pay for a solicitor, and they'd be expensive. And Adam and Billie, I don't know how they've afforded 8 court cases so far. They got off every time, but eventually they'll get done. Eventually, I'm sure. But if you're white, straight men and Christians, you're probably way down on the pecking order. On the intersectionality stuff, you're pretty much below zero. You're not even at the bottom, you're below zero, I'd say. And the white, straight evangelicals, especially the street preachers, are probably fair game. Now, if it was a Muslim preacher out there and someone was upset, I don't think the Muslim street preacher would get arrested. But it's just a theory. It's just a theory. I can't prove it. So there you go. I got another one I might do on misgendering. I'm just thinking about it. But I might get arrested for doing it. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm just cogitating about it. It's about this Caroline Farrow, who's been interviewed by Surrey Police for misgendering Susie Green's child. I won't say which one because I'm not going to misgender anyone. Do you know, I was once out at Newark Airport, and there was a bunch of lads there talking about going to the Navy, and I got talking to them, and one of them was a girl, and I said, see you later, fellas. And she was all upset, but she looked like a guy. It's tough. I mean, that's just male, female. That was a few years ago. And if you got 70, there's 70 genders now. And if someone's gender fluid, they might be a man today, a woman tomorrow. How are you meant to know? It's incredible. And apparently there's been some chap, male rapist, claims he's a woman and got put in a women's jail and was raping the women. It's unbelievable. I mean, you just wonder how much harm all this stuff's going to do. And what are you meant to call people? Hey, you late for supper or something? I don't know. We'll just have to, it's going to be a struggle, you know. Because, pretty touchy at the UN too. There was last Friday there was a Heritage and Heritage and CFAM did a side event on all this transgender stuff, and there was a lot of people upset. Oh no, these are really women, and you're discriminating and blah 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 blah. So it's a confusing world. When I grew up, it was pretty easy, you know. It was male and female, and that was it. And it was sort of a fixed thing. No one, you couldn't sort of change about. There we are, all this progress we've made. I'm using that word facetiously, probably. I hope that's not a crime, but well, we'll see. So there we are. There's my little rant for today. If you find it helpful or not, I don't know. Give me a comment or subscribe or share. Or not, it's up to you. I really need to get someone on with me. It's a bit lonely here pontificating by myself. I didn't interview anyone at CSW this time. I did last year, but hardly anyone looked at them, so I'm not sure what to do. So anyway, God bless you and see you later.